I'm actually kind of amazed. The backlash against Gayle King's Lisa Leslie interview was so great that she's come out to justify it. Apologize. Come on, man, it's a black chick. Do you really think you're getting an apology out of her? Of course not. But she's going to try and justify it, and I'm going to tell her why she's wrong. Let's go.
I've been up reading the comments about the interview I did with Lisa Leslie about Kobe Bryant. And I know that if I had only seen the clip that you saw, I'd be extremely angry with me too. I am mortified.
Wow, word. So basically what she's trying to say, and her entire argument here, is how she was taken out of context. We watched this interview, guys. We watched that part of the interview. There's no context to be had there, okay? Like that, that's exactly what you did. You brought it up. You're the one that brought it up. And then you're the one that kept pressing. Oh, what do you mean? But you weren't with him all the time. Of course he could have been this evil man, this evil black straight man. Oh my goodness. So yeah, sure, darling.
I'm embarrassed and I am very angry. Unbeknownst to me, my network put up a clip from a very wide-ranging interview, totally taken out of context. And when you see it that,
you know what? Somebody who's also angry, you really don't seem angry. I'm going to be real with you. You seem like me because I like to keep calm, cool, and rational. So you seem like me, and that's the complete opposite of angry. And notice how she's now throwing it on to her network. Oh, well, they just put up that one clip of the conversation. It wasn't honestly, I don't want to watch the entire conversation. I do not like your conversations, Gayle King, but the reason it got the traction that it did because it was another example of you throwing straight black men under the bus.
It's very jarring. It's jarring to me. I didn't even know anything about it. I started getting calls. What the hell are you doing?
What the hell? Like, you didn't know anything about it. You asked the questions. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Your network, they just spliced out that little bit completely out of context, and it's like, bruh, like no matter the context, those are the questions that you asked. Those are the questions that you kept pressing on. So dead it.
Why did you say this? What is happening? I did not know what people are talking about. So I've been told, or I've been advised, to say nothing.
Bull and shit. Okay? Oprah got on the horn and said, yeah, you might want to say something because her name has been tied up in this as well. And for good reason, because without Oprah, there's no Gayle King. And Oprah's entire empire is built upon, evil, straight black men. The only black men we really like are the ones that are, alphabetical and the like. And it's like, okay, if that's your preference, that's your preference. But to sit here and pretend as if, oh yeah, this was just a normal line of questioning in a situation that should have never even been broached, miss me.
Just let it go. People will drag you. People will troll you. It'll be over in a couple of days. But that's not good enough for me. Because I really want people to
You know what else wasn't good enough for her? Lisa Leslie just saying, oh no, he was a perfect gentleman. I mean, every time he wasn't one of those guys that was pointing to chicks and saying, hey, come here and the like. No, that wasn't good enough for you because why? After she answered like that, you kept pressing. So, I mean, apparently nothing's good enough for you. And who are you, by the way? I mean, I know who she is. Just saying.
Understand what happened here and how I'm feeling about it. I reached out to Lisa because I know that she's a longtime friend of Kobe's, to talk about his legacy and their friendship. We had a really wide-ranging interview. Talked about many things. His career, his passion, his sense of humor, the way he was mentoring other people, how he was starting his next chapter. It was wide-ranging. And yes, we talked about that court case because that court case has also come up.
Okay, and who brought it up? Who brought it up? And another thing, when it comes to the court case, charges dropped without a guilty verdict. Guess what? It should have never been broached. The media should have never seized on it as something in which to have a talking point about. Because guess what? Without a guilty without a guilty conviction, then it's the presumption of innocence should remain there.
And I wanted to get Lisa's take on it as a friend who knew him well, what she thought, where that should stand. And I thought,
Why though? Seriously, why? Like, who cares? Like, she's getting to a few things that I'm thinking about right now. She's gonna get to them, but like, seriously, who's checking for Lisa Leslie's opinion like that? Like she goes on to admit, like, yeah, there's like, most people aren't going to watch the entire interview. Why is that? Because, hey, no offense to Lisa Leslie, she's a lovely lady, but just, man, I'm not about to sit down and watch some interview with Lisa Leslie. I got more important things to do with life. Come on, man. So you the one that brought it up. You're the one that pressed it hard, but for some strange reason, it's everybody else's fault, your network's fault, everybody except for you, huh? Everybody except for you. This has nothing to do with you.
It was very powerful when she looked me in the eye as a member of the...
No, it wasn't. Stop with that bullshit. I'm tired of these words that they keep throwing around. Oh, it was very powerful. No, it wasn't. It was a conversation between two old broads where, like, I'm pretty sure somebody watched it, but the deal is that where you saw an opportunity to bring up a salacious part of his past and really press and try, and maybe Lisa will sit here and really play into your evil straight black man narrative. She didn't fall for the bait, and God bless her for it. But the deal is that you are here with an agenda. You've been here with an agenda. Your boss, Oprah, the person who talked to you and was like, yeah, you might want to jump out on top of this because people actually, the jig is up. People see us for exactly what we are. That's the only reason she's even doing this. That's the only reason she's even acknowledging it, because she, like she said in the beginning earlier, I'll just ignore it. I could have just ignored it and everything else like that. But bruh, like, I think we may have passed the point of no return with this stuff.
Media to say it's time for the media to leave it alone and to back off. During the course of the interview, I asked follow-up questions because I wanted to make sure that her position and perspective were very clear.
Who checking for her position and her perspective like that, though? That's my question. Like, if you really care oh so much about what Lisa Leslie has to say about what took place in Colorado all those years ago, please let me know in the comments. I'm not saying that no one does, but as far as the majority of people, like you go on to say, they're not even going to watch the entire interview because it's just not that important. It's not up there with as far as priorities go.
And at the end, when she said it's time to leave it alone, as I said, I thought that was powerful. And I insisted that...
Oh, wow. Woman thought that something that was basically benign is super powerful. My goodness. What a shocker. Wow.
...be in the interview because I thought that it put a nice button on that part of the conversation. When the interview aired, we got a great reaction to it. I talked to Lisa last...
I'm sure you did. I'm sure all 15 people that watched it.
...night. I believe that Lisa was okay with the interview. And I felt really good about the interview.
Of course you did, because any opportunity you get to kick in a straight black man's back, that's exactly what you're going to do. So, yeah, you felt fantastic about the interview. I mean, my goodness, you're making so much money doing, like, what is even your qualifications to do your job, by the way? I'm very curious, because all it seems like you got to be in order to get where Gayle King is be Oprah's best friend. That's it.
Really good about the interview. So for the network to take the most salacious part when taken out of context and put it up online for people...
It's not out of context. It's not out of context. And secondly, yeah, it is the most salacious part, and that's what your network's job is to get the clicks, is to get people talking about it. Hell, I'm sitting here talking about it, and I thought I was done talking about Kobe Bryant and the whole nine. But this situation popped up.
Who didn't see the whole interview is very upsetting to me, and that's something I'm going to have to deal with them.
Like, I'm gonna deal with them. Like, bruh, miss me. You ain't got that kind of power, darling. You are somebody's puppet. Same way all y'all Holly weirdos are, man. You somebody's puppet. So don't sit here and tell us how, oh yeah, I'm gonna get real tough with my network because, how dare they, harumph, I say.
And there will be a very intense discussion about that.
You gonna take off your wig. You gonna take off, well, is she wearing earrings? I'm not sure. She gonna Vaseline up her face, and it's gonna be very intense. They gonna fight, man. They gonna slug it out with words. Man, miss me. Miss me. This is all a part of y'all plan. The deal is that I don't think the network and Oprah was particularly expecting. I don't think Oprah in particular was expecting to get wrapped up in it as hard as she has been. But yeah, everybody knows you come from the Oprah tree, and that Oprah tree is nothing but alphabeticals and misandry for the most part.
I also want to say this. I have been with Kobe Bryant on many social occasions. He was very kind and very warm to me.
And this is where I really wanted to get to, because you're sitting there looking for confirmation from Lisa Leslie when you apparently have all of these great things to say about Kobe Bryant. So exactly why was it brought up in the first place? If you knew yourself, if you yourself could speak to this man's character, why even bring it up? Why you even talk? Like, yo, y'all should have been like, oh man, he was so great. Y'all should have been swapping Kobe stories about how awesome he was and this, that, and the third. But no, that's not what you did. Now, is it? You sat there and pressed that woman for information that you clearly already have. Oh, he was so nice. He was so great and stuff like that. And that's all you're hearing about the man. And that's kind of all you hear about anybody once they pass away. But deal is, if you have all that, then why did you need a button put in it? There was no button. The button took place back when the charges were dropped, and they found all that DNA in that girl's panties.
And I felt that we had a friendly relationship. I too am mourning his loss, just like everybody else. I still am shocked by it. It's tragic and untimely, and the last thing I would want to do is disparage him at this particular time.
But that's what you did. Do you see the cognitive dissonance right now, particularly in the black female brain? This is the black female logic. The last thing I would ever want to do is disparage him. But how did you know, Lisa? How did you know for sure he was a really nice guy? You weren't with him all the time. Yeah, this lady is full of shit.
I hope people understand that. And that's why I'm taking this time to speak to you directly. I've never done one of these before. I've never done one of these before, but this was so important to me that I felt I had to say.
It was so important to Oprah that you got out there and tried to defuse this and the like. But Gayle King, you're trash. You could care less about straight black men or straight black families or anything else like that. You're just there for your ratings, for your clicks, and to push your narrative. We're done here. With that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you like to toss it a like, dislike, go ahead and do that too. Nobody's scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and you want to get videos like this every single day. Share because sharing is caring. And YouTube and BitChute and like aren't the biggest fans of your boy over here for very obvious reasons. I don't play that alphabetical game. We numerical over here. And why is it numerical? Because things need to add up. And speak. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are you buying this? Because I'm not. I'm not. I wouldn't buy that for $1. I'm not breaking change for this at all. This is complete nonsense. She's a misandrist, and she particularly a black misandrist, and she has absolutely nothing, no goodwill towards anything that she does in that context. We want to sit here and talk about context, right? Context is he's a straight black man, and that's not your thing. That's not your swag. You want all of us being alphabetical, and that's just not how it works. That's not how we can get down. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Am I being overly, emotional about this? I don't think I am. I see it for what it is. Do you think, oh, well, if you sit down and watch the entire interview, bro, I'm not about to do that. I'm not about to sit down and watch that entire interview because guess what? I got more important things to do with my time in life. Like make videos for you guys. But if you disagree, that's what I have a comment section for. Until the next one.